Hi, everybody. Karlo here with Shade Studios. I'm with AJ Beckles, the
Hey
voice of
guys.
Okarun and Dandadan.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how much fun are you having?
All the fun. It's the
Yeah.
most fun I've ever had recording a character ever in my life. So
Yeah.
it's a blessing.
And you get to work with such great talent. You get to work with Alex Lee and Abby
Yeah.
Trott. How is it working with those two? Like, you are the incredible trio.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you know what? A lot of people don't know this, but when we're recording voiceover, oftentimes we're not in the same room. And a lot of the synergy and the connection that we have starts with casting.
Mhm.
And they did such an amazing job putting those two, I mean, the whole cast in general, together. I'm lucky enough to be a part of it, but it's super cool because it depends on who records first. So if you're the first to record on the day, you go in
Mhm.
and they play it in Japanese, and then they mute it. And if no one else is recorded, you don't hear anything, but you
Mhm.
hear three beeps and then you record. But if Alex or Abby records first, I can hear what they did because
Mhm.
they'll play the English into what I'm doing, and their lines, the way they read their lines, is so masterfully done. It always makes me laugh, and it makes it so much easier to do my job. It's amazing getting to work or hear their talent and be in the same show as some of these incredibly talented actors like them and Kari Walgren and Barbara Goodson.
Mhm.
Like they're all amazing.
So, have you had the chance to connect in person?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're all friends. We text each other and everything like that, and we go to conventions and whatnot. So
Mhm.
we get to talk, and it's cool because we're all seeing in real time the love for Dandadan grow with every single passing month that we see. It's just more and more people being like, "I just watched it." Even to this day, people are like, "I just watched Dandadan last week. I watched it 2 weeks ago." It's crazy. So yeah, we get to connect like that.
So with you three, are you actually your characters, or is Abby the Gigi of the group? Is Alex the Momo of the group?
I think we are
Yeah.
all pretty similar. Yeah, Alex is one of the Gigi's interesting because as a character, he's this dude that comes in and you're like, I hate this guy,
How can
right?
you hate Alex, right?
No, but I don't hate Alex. But that's the thing, right? You see him, he's like, oh, you're so good looking. Look at you, you're good at sports, right? But he's just a silly guy, and that's Alex to a T. He's a good looking dude and everything, but he's very actually shy into himself. But he's also very silly and memey, and he's awesome. And Abby's just amazing. Abby's just such a strong woman, and it's so cool being around her and being in her space and everything. And I'm just a nerd. I've always been a nerd. I've always been silly in my own little way, and so we all kind of relate to our characters really, really well, actually.
Nerd is a cool thing.
Yeah, I love
Nerd
being
is
a
a
nerd. It's
great
amazing.
thing.
Okarun's cool.
Nerds all the way.
Yes.
So enough about them.
Yes.
Let's talk about you. So
Yes.
with Okarun, right, you have this split personality
Yeah.
almost, right? You have your student Okarun and you have your turbo mode Okarun. What from your experience do you bring to each of those roles? Because they're so distinct,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, so a lot about of Okarun when he's in his normal form is just kind of me tapping into what it was like when I was in middle school, high school. That sort of awkwardness, the I don't know how to talk to people or whatever, and this just sheer excitement when you do find somebody that that actually knows what anime is. Back then, now it's so popular in pop culture. It's winning awards and all this
In
other
no small
stuff.
part thanks to you
Oh,
and
thank you.
all the talent.
Thank you. But it's grown so much over the years as compared to back when I was younger. So I just tap into that. But for his cool version, I tap into everything that I would have liked to be. And also I watched Naruto.
Mhm.
So Shikamaru was a big influence. Ichigo, Johnny Young Bosch plays Ichigo, and so I added a little bit of his voice in there too. And then on top of that, I was just making sure that all those things about Okarun that he's probably feeling underneath everything. I'm like, man, I'd really rather not be doing this right now. Peace through in the performance as well. But I'm so lucky that I get to do both. It's so much fun.
Ugh. And when you record, do you just record one part at a time? Or are you switching back and forth?
So normally my director will say at the beginning, do you want to start off with normal Okarun or do you want to do turbo Okarun? And I will usually 100% say turbo because it's so much fun. But in the first season, if you go back and watch, he actually doesn't have much lines.
Yeah.
There's not a lot. So, excuse me. We would start off and we'd start off with turbo Okarun. We'd do 4 lines. And be like, all right, that's it. And I'm like, really?
That's it.
That's all I gotta do. Okay. But there's some scenes where he has to transition, where he has to do his normal voice into the deep voice, or vice versa.
Mhm.
And so in those moments, you can't really splice that and make. I
Yeah.
have to kind of transition my voice, and that's always so much fun to do. And I'm always like, Natsuki's not going to show me up. Natsuki Hanai, who plays him in Japanese, is an amazing actor. And I always want to make sure I could at least sound as good as him. So in those moments, there's no cutting away. It's just me doing both at the same time.
That must be so much fun. And like wanting to do Turbo all the time. I mean, that's why you become an actor.
Yeah.
Just be able to pretend
It's
and
the
imagine
best.
and have a good time. So when you're acting, right, how much of Natsuki's influence do you take versus trying to bring in your own spin and make it yours, right?
Yeah.
How do you balance that?
So Natsuki's amazing at what he does, and there's a reason why he's like one of the most prolific actors in Japan. He's and it makes our lives easier because, like I said, when we're recording ADR, we hear them first. So I get to hear the emotional intent of where he's going. I can't speak Japanese, so I don't understand what he's saying, but I can hear it.
Feel for it.
Feel it, right? And his emotion, I can hear where he's going. I can hear the resignation or the excitement or whatever. And my goal isn't necessarily to copy. My goal is to use that as like the backbone or the blueprint to what I want to do. And I say, oh, I like the way he did that, but what if I do it this way? Or what if I take that and I go up where he went down, or I do this? And so it's a lot of it is inspiration, and then the rest of it is making sure that I'm bringing myself to the character too, because that's the only way that I feel like the audience is going to get a real, authentic, raw experience from my acting, is if they're hearing my emotion and not me trying to copy him.
Making it personal.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
All right, before we wrap, one more question. Do you keep up with the manga?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
what arc, without too many spoilers, are you looking forward to?
So I don't know necessarily how far the show is going to go. I hope guys watch it. Watch it in Japanese, English, French, Spanish, whatever you
Hindi,
want.
whatever language. Watch all the languages.
All of it, so that, because if you watch it, then people will they'll be more likely to greenlight more stuff. But there is a character that is probably going to show up within the next season or so, if we do more, and their backstory is really beautiful, and it's the biggest I think Dandadan gets in terms of scale and what's going on. And it's one of those things where I tell people that have read the manga, where I'm like, oh man, if people don't like Dandadan by this, then there's no bit, but I don't see anybody not liking it. So I think it's either a couple arcs from now.
Yes.
There's a really cool there's a really cool arc that comes up. It's my absolute favorite, and I cannot wait to see it animated. Hopefully it gets there. So.
It's so epic in both like setting and emotion.
Yeah.
It gets you everywhere.
It's beautiful. I think that's one of Dandadan's strength, is these backstories and the way that Yukinobu Tatsu makes you feel for these characters that you like maybe just met.
Yeah.
5 chapters ago or something. It's amazing.
No offense to Okarun, but we're going to be best person soon.
Yeah. You guys have to wait and see. Yeah.
All right. Well, Dandadan dropped today, July 5th. You can catch it on all the streamers, wherever you're streaming it. Any last words?
Thank you guys so much for watching and allowing me to be a part of this and sharing in this art. Please continue to do so. We love Dandadan and we want to see more of it. So watch as much as you can, please. And show your family and friends and everybody, your grandma, whoever you want.
Show Grandma Dandadan. See ya.